John borrowed $200 from the bank for 3 years. He was charged 6% interest. How much interest did he owe? And what was the total amount that he had to pay back? So for this example, we are first going to answer how much interest did he owe. So to do this, we are going to use the formula of I equals PRT, where I is the total interest, P is the principal, or how much they borrowed from the bank, R is the annual interest rate, and T is the time, always in years. Before we answer this, we want to make sure that R and T are both measured in the same time frame. So we know that T is 3 years, so its time frame is years, and then R is annual interest rate. So we know that annually means per years. So that means R and T have the same units of years, so we can continue on with our question. Now we want to solve for how much interest, so that means we are going to solve for I. So we have I equals P, which is a principal, or how much John borrowed from the bank. We can see that John borrowed $200, so P is $200. R is the annual interest rate. We know that he was charged 6% interest, but we need to turn this 6% into a decimal. So how do we change 6% to a decimal? Well, you move the decimal over twice to the left. So 6% as a decimal is 0.06. So R is 0.06, and then we multiply that by how many years? In the question it gives us 3 years, so we multiply that by 3. Now our interest is going to be 200 times 0.06 times 3, which gives us an answer of $36. So we have our interest of being $36. So that is how much money John owes to the bank. But now we want to find the total amount that he has to pay back to the bank. Well, we know that John borrowed $200 from the bank. So that means he is automatically going to have to pay that $200 back because he borrowed it. But he was also charged interest, and we just solved that interest equaled out to be $36 total. So to find the total amount that he had to pay back, we're going to take the amount that he borrowed initially, $200, and add that on to the interest that he owed, $36. So adding this all up, we get an answer of $236 that John has to pay back to the bank.